What's going on, everyone? It's time for a sci-fi creature feature adventure film review. Today we're going to talk about a Netflix original called Love and Monsters. It was released October 16th, 2020, and it was directed by Michael Matthews, who has also done like films like Fire Fingers or Marcellus, or Five Fingers Marcellus, Apocalypse Now, Shocker, and Hollywood Shuffle. This had a budget of $30 million, and it only made 1.1 million. But I think it was originally supposed to go to theaters, even though then the pandemic hit, so they had to release it on streaming. But I could be wrong on that though. So, but Love and Monsters. Well, some bombs explode over the U.S. and all over the world, which causes the bugs and reptiles and stuff to grow exponentially big and menacing and monstrous, and start attacking and killing off humanity. And so there's only like 1% of the Earth population left living underground, and so in colonies. So this one kid uh, has always been trying to get back to his girlfriend at the time from 7 years ago, and eventually reconnects through a radio with her. And he realizes her colony is only about 7 days hike away, so he embarks on this mission to go and find her. And so he goes and he meets a couple who people who help encourage him on the way, and he goes and he runs into obviously monsters and things like that. And then he gets to the other colony where things aren't what they used to be, and and they encounter another threat where they have to work together basically to take it up, take it out. Overall, I thought this film was pretty fun. Um, it's a good it's a good adventure story. It's pretty standard, but it's a pretty good post-apocalyptic with monsters and stuff in it. And yeah, for the most part, it's 1 to 3 people only in the scenes and stuff. So it's very minimal cast for majority of the film. And the guy who plays the lead did a really good job in it and stuff. Even acting with the CG monsters and stuff like that, he really made it believable that they were actually there and stuff. And yeah, it's a fun film. It's well shot. The CGI is actually really well done in this, and overall, I thought the acting was pretty good, and I enjoyed it. I also thought the story was a good idea. They just kind of didn't have enough to work with to make it fully amazing or anything like that. Yeah, it is pretty padded through it. You get a lot of random characters coming in and out of the story that don't really do much for the story, and overall, yeah, they try to add in a little too much human problems and stuff in with it, where they could have just stuck with the main stuff and make it bigger and better and bolder, and I think it would have worked a little bit better. But for what it is, it's a good little adventure story with a love story mixed in there, which is a pretty standard love story, but for what it was still amusing. It's not by no means a great movie or anything like that, but I still thought it was fun and entertaining. And the monsters were actually really interesting and cool to look at and check out. It's just too bad it's a love adventure story first, monster movie second. Where if it was the other way around, I think it would have worked better. So, but yeah, that's what I thought of Love and Monsters. It's on Netflix right now if you want to check it out. But if you don't have Netflix, I'll link the trailer down below so you can check that out. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram. That's where I always post clips of films and review in the future. All my stories, just the film title, hashtag, and some film and hashtags. So you're aware of it. Also, my Letterbox is down below to peer reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the films. And my Twitter's down below, reviews underscore Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay in loop with this channel. Like this video, share some more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any films or film franchises in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment them down below. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. And don't forget to ring that bell. Bell, because we're going to do another Netflix original, The Conference, in the next review. So yeah, Norwegian slasher, we'll be checking that out in the next one. But also, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you find something weird, obscure, and odd they probably never thought of checking out together. And also show your opinions on popular films and classic films and reviews on other things as well. So yeah, that's it for this one. Watch out for all those big monsters that the scientists somehow managed to create by trying to play God and ruining life in the process. And I guess I'll see you all in the next one. So until then, cheers.